Tuscaloosa wore blackface for Halloween. Tuscaloosa bumped Tuscaloosa at Egan's. Tuscaloosa said, hey, don't get mad, it's just a joke, but Tuscaloosa doesn't play that shit. Tuscaloosa said, you got 10 seconds to wipe that shit off your face, and Tuscaloosa said, or you're gonna what, bitch? Tuscaloosa kicked Tuscaloosa's ass. Tuscaloosa swung a pool cue, but Tuscaloosa nailed Tuscaloosa in the eye with the 8-ball. Tuscaloosa ran out screaming and they called the cops, but Tuscaloosa was long gone by the time they showed up. Tuscaloosa went to the dog park. Tuscaloosa fell in love. Tuscaloosa placed an ad in Misconnections that read, hey, I saw you at the dog park and I love you. I need you. I can't go on without you. You have a black lab mix named Roll Tide. I have a black lab mix named Roll Tide. I think we're soulmates. Tuscaloosa met Tuscaloosa for a date at the bar, and Tuscaloosa started going on and on about vaccines and global warming and black helicopters, and Tuscaloosa thought this Tuscaloosa is nuts. Tuscaloosa made an excuse and left without saying goodbye. Tuscaloosa acted like it was no big deal because Tuscaloosa is too proud to let someone from the dog park make Tuscaloosa cry. But then Tuscaloosa saw Tuscaloosa and said, hey, don't be sad. Let me buy you some barbecue nachos. Tuscaloosa had one bite and said, these are the most horrible things I've ever eaten, and I think I love you, Tuscaloosa. Tuscaloosa hitched a ride to the football game in Tuscaloosa. Tuscaloosa parked an RV on Tuscaloosa's lawn. Tuscaloosa said, I'm not leaving my apartment until Tuscaloosa is gone. Tuscaloosa rented a spot on the quad with a big screen TV, air conditioning, and a catered picnic. Tuscaloosa said, hey, you know people had picnics on hilltops overlooking Civil War battles, and ain't football the same shit? Tuscaloosa said that was blood as blood sport, and ain't football the same shit? Tuscaloosa said, shut up, I'm watching the game. Tuscaloosa took a limo to the polls. Tuscaloosa voted Bo Hicks chief druid. Tuscaloosa voted Mama Dixie queen of Queen City. Tuscaloosa voted Nick Saban eternal lord and master. Tuscaloosa didn't count all the votes. Tuscaloosa rigged the vote for the machine candidate. Tuscaloosa ordered a recount. Tuscaloosa has no comment at this time. Tuscaloosa dismissed the case. Tuscaloosa issued a statement saying, Tuscaloosa has no authority to investigate the outcome of the election in Tuscaloosa, but if Tuscaloosa proves in a court of law in Tuscaloosa that Tuscaloosa acted improperly, Tuscaloosa will be subject to writing an essay about Tuscaloosa or some other bullshit. Tuscaloosa didn't get into the sorority because Tuscaloosa. Tuscaloosa held a protest and march on the 50th anniversary of the Tuscaloosa in the Tuscaloosa door. Tuscaloosa said, don't force Tuscaloosa down our throats. Tuscaloosa said, change is hard. Tuscaloosa said, it's all outsiders making trouble. Tuscaloosa issued another statement that said Tuscaloosa looks bad in the media. And if Tuscaloosa keeps making Tuscaloosa look bad in the media, then Tuscaloosa will be subject to writing an essay about Tuscaloosa or some other bullshit. Tuscaloosa played high school football, but mostly rode the bench. Tuscaloosa left the Tuscaloosa game early because winning is so boring. Tuscaloosa issued a third and final statement that said if Tuscaloosa leaves the Tuscaloosa game early ever again, then Tuscaloosa will kick Tuscaloosa out of Tuscaloosa because Tuscaloosa has some motherfucking standards. Tuscaloosa still holds Klan meetings at Central. Tuscaloosa slashed the tires of Klansmen meeting at Central. Tuscaloosa cut class and found some cool college kids who gave Tuscaloosa a taste. Tuscaloosa loves greasy food and drinks cheap beer. Tuscaloosa's favorite meal is a burger from Tuts and a beer at Egan's. Tuscaloosa tore down stuff Tuscaloosa rebuilt. Tuscaloosa used to be great. Tuscaloosa was a bit of an ass. Tuscaloosa used to play loud music just to annoy the upstairs neighbor. Tuscaloosa took laundry to the laundromat owned by the bookie, and the bookie said, I got 5 on it. Tuscaloosa got pregnant. Tuscaloosa learned to change a diaper. Tuscaloosa named the baby Tuscaloosa. It's an old family name. Tuscaloosa went to school and the teacher shrieked, are all of you named Tuscaloosa? That's my name too. Tuscaloosa hid in the basement when the Tuscaloosa struck. It sounded like a freight train. It sounded like a jet engine. It sounded like a mountain falling. It sounded like a bomb. It sounded like Niagara Falls. It sounded like a dead dog. It sounded like trees cracking. It sounded like silence. It sounded like last call. It sounded like the space between heartbeats where angels play Tuscaloosa Hold'em. It sounded like nothing was next. It sounded like Tuscaloosa crying. It sounded like hailstones on a tin roof, but then the tin roof was gone, and the hailstones wrecked everything, and Tuscaloosa ran for it, and Tuscaloosa didn't make it. Tuscaloosa woke up at 10:43 p.m. on another continent, 6 hours ahead, and looked at Tuscaloosa and said, something's wrong. Tuscaloosa tried to explain the Tuscaloosa to people who'd never seen a Tuscaloosa, but they didn't get Tuscaloosa. Tuscaloosa took the first train home to Tuscaloosa when Tuscaloosa heard about Tuscaloosa. Tuscaloosa dug Tuscaloosa out of the rubble, and Tuscaloosa said, fuck this, I'm out of here. Tuscaloosa dug Tuscaloosa out of the rubble, and Tuscaloosa said, fuck this, I'm staying. Tuscaloosa walked around in shock. Tuscaloosa couldn't find a way around in Tuscaloosa. Someone from Birmingham got on Twitter and said, I just found a receipt from Hokkaido in my yard. Tuscaloosa said, holy shit, the Krispy Kreme is gone, and Milo's Hamburgers is gone, and Full Moon Barbecue is gone. Tuscaloosa donated to the Tuscaloosa of Tuscaloosa, and they called Tuscaloosa a whore, and a drug addict, and a poet, and a burlesque dancer, and an outsider, and a liberal, and said, keep your filthy money, Tuscaloosa. Tuscaloosa's too good for you, Tuscaloosa. Tuscaloosa doesn't need types like Tuscaloosa. Tuscaloosa said, move back to wherever the fuck you came from. Santa Fe, fuck you. Cleveland, fuck you. Gainesville, fuck you. Columbia, fuck you. Athens, fuck you. Knoxville, fuck you. Nashville, fuck you. College Station, fuck you. Fresno, fuck you. Baton Rouge, fuck you. Austin, you know, I hear Austin's a cool city, but you know what? Fuck you. Tuscaloosa walks all over Tuscaloosa every day talking to Tuscaloosa. Tuscaloosa spread all of Tuscaloosa's shit out on a blanket in a parking lot in front of an old tire place that never reopened after the Tuscaloosa. Tuscaloosa tried to buy something from Tuscaloosa, and Tuscaloosa screamed, get away from me. Tuscaloosa smoked crack. Tuscaloosa smoked meth. Tuscaloosa smoked pot. Tuscaloosa did lines off the ass of a drunk frat boy and thought, this is rock bottom. Tuscaloosa busted Tuscaloosa. Tuscaloosa got expelled, thrown in jail, and ordered to do 60 days mandatory rehab. Tuscaloosa walked out of rehab 2 days before the sentence was up. Tuscaloosa was jonesing. Tuscaloosa needed a fix. Tuscaloosa robbed a gas station on 15th but didn't notice the camera. Tuscaloosa put out an APB on Tuscaloosa with the following description: dead ringer for Tuscaloosa. Approach with caution. Tuscaloosa got busted trying to use a stolen credit card. Tuscaloosa got busted selling ass out of the Motel 6 on 59. Tuscaloosa got busted driving drunk. Tuscaloosa got put away from a spell. Tuscaloosa came back. Tuscaloosa needed a job. Tuscaloosa went to work for Tuscaloosa but got laid off because Tuscaloosa didn't like Tuscaloosa's work ethic. Tuscaloosa said, I don't need this, and walked off, talking all around, crying, bitching, praying, drinking, saying, Tuscaloosa, Tuscaloosa, damn Tuscaloosa. Don't change a thing. All right. That's it.
That's good.